Welcome to Let's Talk Automotive, and in today's review we are truly blessed to be able to have the M8 Competition. Vish, welcome. How are you doing?
I'm good. I just didn't want to get out of this car. I think you felt the way I was feeling. I was like, this is my motorbike on four wheels.
It looks sensational, so we can't wait to have a drive in this. I must just say before we get on with this that your shirt is so dazzling with those stripes that I'm getting a little bit hypnotic.
But are you getting car sick?
I'm getting a little bit car sick just watching you, but I mean, maybe you can take us through a few of the features of this vehicle. So starting off over here, I mean, these are genuine carbon fiber.
It's actual carbon fiber.
Yeah?
It's not pretend carbon fiber and stick on. It's actual carbon fiber. You pointed out 29 radiators that we have.
There's a lot of radiators on this. I mean, for the first time, I've seen proper radiators on the intakes over here.
Did you notice the M8 Competition's got these little tips and tricks which just differentiates from a normal M8? In fact, the carbon fiber is one of them. This sort of metallic black grille here. There's just little bits that, as a fundi of cars, you'd appreciate. Not to mention the 40 kilowatts plus extra torque that you're sitting with this car's performance, which you'll feel in a small amount of time.
Other things that you can see that this is a serious performance car is if we go to the brakes, for example. So we've got proper carbon ceramic brakes over here. So Vish, question, what is the difference between ceramic brakes and carbon ceramic brakes?
This one I know. Ceramic brakes, cold, not as effective. Carbon ceramic, immediate response.
In fact, with the ceramic brakes, never mind not effective, not effective
at
all.
Cold.
So, yeah, so you'll have an accident. So these you can work from the get-go.
Can I value test you? Pure carbon fiber, how much?
Phew, it's difficult to say, but I mean, I know how difficult it is and how expensive it is to actually make proper carbon fiber products.
Carbon.
Yeah, carbon fiber. I'm just going to say hectically expensive, but put me out of my misery.
42,000 rands.
42,000 rands, going once.
Going twice?
No,
and let's move on. Okay, so more bits that obviously the competition pack gives us proper exhaust. It looks the part. We've got more fiber carbon sitting over here. I think just from an overall finish, you've been 840D, sexy back.
Yeah, this is a lot more chiseled actually with the additional sort of...
Did you notice it's slightly wider?
Yeah.
It actually gives the feel and effect of something that's more aggressive.
Yeah. Now you can see the difference here in this vehicle. You can pick up that this is a serious performance car.
So, shall we go drive?
Absolutely. I think, one of my career objectives in life was I wanted to be a millionaire playboy.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is the reason why, because millionaire playboys get to have these toys.
It's mildly depressing.
You know what the exhaust note reminds me of?
An orgasm?
Well, it's actually a little bit more sinister. The exhaust note, actually, unfortunately, those spy stories where spies get activated?
Yes.
Now, the exhaust note on this car is activating me to go and hunt down environmentalists.
Oh, yes, because of the absolute disregard for petrol heads like us.
Yes. I mean, come on, guys. You're missing out.
Apart from the M mode, which can take the car from road to sport to track, we're also sitting with a situation where you actually can select with those lovely little red buttons there.
So the M1 and the M2.
Yeah. So if you press M1 now, it'll engage you into a Sport Plus mode.
Immediately. Yeah. I mean, I didn't change position of my foot on the pedal and it immediately changed to
And
mapping.
what happens is you've got another world first for BMW. You've got a brake pedal feel. So if you in M1, you as an expert driver would feel the difference immediately.
Okay, so let's... Yeah, you can feel that. So
yes,
there's actually a bit more effort required to get a bit of action out of the brake pedal, which is what you want.
Yes, you want engagement. So the other changes were, it's permanent four-wheel drive, but it's also got a four-wheel drive sport mode, which allows you a bit more movement. The challenge is that this car is so fast that a little bit more movement could end you up on a sidewalk.
I think there's something that needs to be said about that, and that is that no matter how good the traction control systems are, they cannot defeat the laws of physics.
Absolutely.
So I think people are still going to be very, very careful. Although there is assistance, it's not a bulletproof.
No, yeah, it's not something that'll save you. It's what we spoke about with traction control on superbikes. It is there as a counter. It's there as a safety measure. It's not there for you to test your own limits. The challenge you again are presented with is, I mean, this car cruises at 120 and you're not even breaking out a sweat.
Yeah.
What I did find though is that there's a level of expertise needed for this car, which, like a superbike, if you're not trained how to use it, we sit with the situation of, oh goodness. And of course, I forgot to mention that with the four-wheel drive, you can swap to full rear-wheel drive. Now,
yes,
can you imagine 750 Newton meters of torque just on those two tires?
Yeah, and I want to say this out loud. I think that when we start to get to the vehicles of this kind of power and this kind of capability, I almost think there needs to be another classification of driver's license that needs to be issued.
Like the superbikes. Are you impressed yet?
No, I'm not. Again, I'm not speaking to you. I'm done.
Four wheels, superbiker performance.
Oh, I mean, it was just really, really incredible.
So, I mean, put this into context. Sub 3 seconds, 2 tons of metal. I mean, you've done this. You've done proper fast driving. This in the right hands, what's going to catch this?
Very little, actually. And I think the 3 cars that we spoke about during the test drive are probably it.
Yeah, GT63S, Mercedes-Benz,
Yeah.
and the Porsche 911 Turbo.
Yep.
Everything
well, the 2
else
cars that we spoke about.
Well, yeah, we were in the third one.
Yeah.
But something you pointed out, which I didn't even know, so now I'm like grinning even more, is how fast this top comes down. So
Yeah.
should we demonstrate it?
And we can do it globally with the key.
Yes. I think I just got to keep it depressed for a bit. It opened, and there we go.
This is very cool.
How cool is this? As a party trick when you're leaving from the restaurant.
We can see how much space is actually removed
Yeah, you're not going to
compared
have
to the coupe.
Yeah, you're not going to have this as a boot. And we're done.
Or rear seat space, I suppose. That's why Fani battled to fit in here. So the Fani fit on this was a -1.
Yeah, but I think we're going to move into what this vehicle looks like on the inside. The cream leather, the Bauer Wilkins sound system that thumps. Cape Town car, or should we say coastal car?
Yeah, that's the debate, whether you want this. I mean, we drove around a little bit just now with the roof down, and in traffic it was a bit awkward with all the beggars coming up.
Yeah, look, it can be a bit strenuous.
But I think as a beach cruiser, wow.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. So you've got heated seats plus cooling seats. One of the biggest differences, which we pointed out earlier, was the M mode, which takes the vehicle directly from road to track to sport. It double checks it, and then obviously your driving aids get reduced. We also showed the M1 mode, which is pre-programmed to give you stiffness, steering control, engine response through its various modes. And the M2, it takes you straight to track. It obviously it asks for you for a confirmation, because
Yes.
suddenly imagine mid-corner you press this thing and suddenly all your traction aids are off, and yeah, you're going to have a bit of a pavement crossover. The rest of it is pretty much standard BMW. We've got autonomous driving, the usual adaptive cruise control. I think overall they've blinged it enough. At least it's not a glowing dash like my shirt.
Sure, Fish. This is going to be a tough one, actually. You know, we've said before that when we give our ratings, it's per segment. And so...
I'm just laughing.
And our rating's out of 10 only.
Yeah, that's my issue. But like, as I said to you earlier, 2021, do I need a new house? Just saying.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think these seats could recline enough.
And we're done. The cats could be in the boot, they can chill out, they'd be happy.
But on a serious note, how are we going to rate this car? It's so
So give me
difficult.
your 10 out of your 10. Where would you place this?
I think this is a last of its kind, to be honest, before we move.
Oh, no.
more
Please,
seriously
please.
into the
I don't
electric
wanna-
domain.
No, don't talk, because just that throb, please. Peter, that throb of that engine, how would you ever replace that sort of ecstasy?
You can't, and that is why my rating is off the scales on this. I think it deserves more than 10 out of 10, and that's kind of where I'm going to leave it.
Okay. Yeah, sadly, I would have to also give it an 11 out of 10, because this is just absolute supercar performance for a fraction of the price.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen.
And until next time, we'll see you on Let's Talk Automotive.